Hi Gemini, welcome to the pink full moon in Scorpio for April 23rd, 2024. The moon is not pink, but they say it's a pink full moon because of the pink flowers that usually bloom around this time. Full moons close out cycles, so we can be closing out a major cycle at this time. We certainly are beginning one with the Uranus conjunction that's bringing in a 14-year cycle. So big things are happening. And I believe that was on the 21st. So the direction that this particular reading is going through is the number 3, people, friends, and colleagues. Number 3 happens to be a very cooperative number. So you can have friends and colleagues who are cooperative or you're cooperating with them. It feels very jovial. 3 is also creative, so there can be some creative solutions with friends and colleagues, and they may be helping you. You may be helping them. In any case, that's the direction that the reading is going in at this time. So, the first column is where you find yourself at the time of the full moon, or if you are aware that you are finishing up a cycle or finishing up a situation, it can indicate what that may be. You have the Star card and you have the 6 of Pentacles. So something earthy. The second column is you, how you're behaving during this period, what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're worried about, how you're acting, how you're behaving, that kind of energy. Interesting mix. And the last column is the probable outcome. That is probable because forewarned is forearmed, right? So if we have some information through these readings, then maybe we can change some things. However, there are some things that we just have to experience because that's what we came here to learn something. So it's always for our benefit, always for our growth, even though it doesn't always feel that way. All right, so 3 major arcana, 3 major arcana, which gives us a nice balance, right? Major arcana has a lot to do with your internal world, and the minor is your external world, the everyday, the mundane. Okay, this first column has, we have some pretty heavy hitters here, actually. The Star card is inspiration. It's associated with Aquarius, and so it's usually with an eye towards the future. Now, you can be thinking about things for the future, and maybe this has to do with saving money, borrowing money, sharing money, lending your help, lending a hand. Sometimes this can be minor illnesses and the medications that you take. But it doesn't seem like that with the Star card. The Star card can be information that you receive, so you may receive some information in regards to how to save money, spend money, invest your money. And you may be giving it to somebody to do that. Balance comes up here for me with you. Maybe you need to find a way to balance your finances, and you can think of really inspired, great ideas for the future or for dealing with it in the future. Star is always future oriented. Something's under a lucky star here. Something that you're doing is under a lucky star, and you may not see it right away, but the future looks good. Perhaps you have finished. Somebody may have finished off paying off a loan, and now you can look to the future with that extra cash that you're going to have. Will accumulate, and or maybe you have plans for it already for the future or for something future oriented. If things have been very difficult for you as of late, or you've been dissatisfied or a little bit depressed or down, or just generally moody. This is because this is the moon in Cancer. You're being offered something new here, and that comes through the star card. Or maybe even through this, but again, somebody could be lending you money in order for you to start something for the future, or lending you a hand, right? They're helping you out in some way. Or again, you're helping somebody out who is kind of feeling a little in the dumps, or things haven't worked out for them. These are the three things that they've tried before. They haven't worked out. There's a real dissatisfied feeling with it on an emotional level. And somebody or someone or something offers a new cup, and the cup is saying fill it up with what you want. So there's a new opportunity here for you. And it is under a lucky star, certainly future oriented. Interesting. Now, you yourself may be a little bit concerned or overthinking things. This is a thought that gets away from you. It's got a life of its own, and you might believe it. And so this card is asking you, when you get overly focused on something, it's important for you to do something physical. Get out of your head. Go do something mundane. And this will give you a little more self-confidence, because this is a great card. This is a self-confidence card. And so you could be like feeling one moment like, yes, this is what I'm going to do. And then you start to worry about the details, right? Both of these cards are about the stars. So things, I think planetary alignments, like the Uranus conjunction, are aligning things for you. And this card is actually saying that you're under a blanket of stars right now, which means that there is a big influence here for you in particular, in regards to how the planets are playing out at this time. He even has a star on his head too, so I really do feel like I would, if I were you, I would check out this Uranus conjunction with your favorite astrologer, because it may have a lot of detail or more information there for you. Because this is about feeling aligned, right? Our head, our heart, what we do is all in alignment. Our intention, everything is sort of in alignment, and that gives us self-confidence, and it gets things moving. However, that can also lend to feeling a little bit at sometimes at ill at ease, worrying about the details, overthinking things, sleepless nights because we're so busy thinking about it. We can also be worried about something else or someone else. That's also possible here. You're being the Queen of Cups. This is my Scorpio card, so this is a moon in Scorpio. So you could really take on some of this energy here of Scorpio. And this is a very intense person, but they are intense in regards to how they emotionally are reacting to things. And again, I can kind of get this moodiness, and even the feeling of kind of when you get in your head, or when you start to overthink things, you may kind of shut off. In other words, non-reactive to other people. It can get to that point where you're so intense that we kind of, it's not an aloofness, although we do have Aquarius here, and Aquarius is aloof energy. And so it can be kind of something like that, but it's a bit of a defense mechanism. And so we just kind of shut off people and situations around us. So it can get to things like that. But there is this real focus and a high intensity around where you're going and what you're doing. Perhaps you're traveling at this time. And again, we're talking about friends and colleagues here. So these can be people that you're helping out, or people who are helping you out. But you can be quite emotional and moody at this time, I see, with both of these cards here. And the Nine of Swords. The thing is, you really kind of go back and forth because that Chariot card is self-confidence. But there may be one thing that seems to worry you, which could be a friend or a colleague also. Okay, so the probable outcome is the Hanged Man and the Two of Pentacles. And that Two of Pentacles has come out for everybody thus far. So the two signs before you. The Hanged Man is things are not quite in your hands at the moment. There's a bigger force steering your ship at the moment, and you kind of have to take your hands off of it, surrender. But it gives you time to see things from another perspective, and it is a very enlightening card once you do that, right? You get to see maybe both sides of a story, and it broadens your mind. It expands your internal world, how you view things. And that's, I think, why we're looking at an eye towards the future, because things aren't happening for you at this time. And you may have to do some multitasking, some juggling here. If you're having back problems, you may need to take the pressure off of your back. So, you know, they have those, I don't know what they're called, but you lay on them and then your feet go up and your head goes down, just to take off some of the compression or the pressure. I guess it's like a compression table or something like that, or decompression table. But I think that would help for some reason if you're having back problems. In any case, Two of Pentacles, and I'm not a doctor, so ask your doctor about it, but it's just the information I'm receiving. Two of Pentacles is juggling, multitasking. It can get us kind of, again, on the emotional, wavy side, right? We can get emotional about things, and I do see that here 3 times. Kind of a depressed turn of mind, or overly emotional, or overly intense. And the Two of Pentacles is asking you to move through your tasks with a lightness. Be playful. Don't take life so seriously. Don't take the situation so seriously. Easier said than done sometimes, but when you get... I know Spirit always tells me that when I'm too intense, that I'm taking life too seriously. And so I have to learn to lighten up a little bit. You may also be, because I do see finances here, moving money from one account to another, saving money, perhaps the money that you're receiving or somebody else is you're giving to somebody else, has to be put to good use for good foundation. This is the Four of Pentacles, is the Sun in Capricorn. And Capricorn is about empowerment, empowering yourself and empowering others. And it is very possible that in this case, if you are empowering friends or they are empowering you, it goes both ways. It empowers them, it empowers you. And that's a nice exchange, right? But there is some multitasking going on. And this is in order to make some good, strong foundation, right? For the empowerment of what it is that we are looking towards with, towards the future too. You may have to be doing some travel with that Chariot card. But again, things are not quite in your hands for the next 2 weeks with the Hanged Man. Or there may have to be a sacrifice. Right? We might have to give up something in order to do something else. Or we may have to sacrifice something that we wanted to buy in order to put money towards a savings account for future necessities, something like that. Interesting. Act on your soul purpose today. That's what Spirit wants you to know. So this is kind of big stuff. This has something to do with your soul. whatever it is that you are considering towards the future has something to do with soul purpose. Or maybe it is your soul's purpose to help other people. However, I do feel like you are going somewhere. You do know where you're going with that Chariot card. You do know the direction that you're headed in. And it seems to be a soul purpose. So the small sacrifice that you make is probably worth it. Whether that's time or money or finances or what have you. Nice. Okay, Gemini, it's a bit of a mixed bag, but that's okay. That's life. Thank you for listening. I hope this has been helpful. I will return in 2 weeks with a new moon. Until then, take good care. Thank you for watching. Bye.